Welcome everybody to the wrestling commentaries, WrestleMania wrap up week. You want to say?
Yeah.
WrestleMania wrap up week. All right, so we're gonna start off with WrestleMania. Get into it. John, just kick us off.
We're gonna discuss the event, WrestleMania itself, the Raw after WrestleMania, and what's shaping up for the future. And believe it or not, next year's main event has been pre-decided already. So, do you want to start off with that, or should we? No, let's start off with WrestleMania.
Let's just go ahead and start WrestleMania.
Now, first of all, the Daniel Bryan
Sheamus getting pushed to the dark matches and then being turned into what a
Battle Royal,
which the Great Khali won.
That sucks. But here comes the best part.
What?
What started off the show, Travis?
The world title match between Alberto Del Rio and Edge.
That match could have been the last match, in my opinion.
And here's another problem. Why wasn't in the main event? When you win the Royal Rumble, you're guaranteed a main event match at WrestleMania to challenge for whichever championship you want.
And I mean, it doesn't even necessarily have to be the final match, but I mean, if it's up there,
yeah, if it's one of the main events. But this was the curtain jerker.
And you know what's horrible is that Alberto Del Rio lost, which makes the fact that he won the biggest Royal Rumble ever mean nothing.
Yeah.
Especially considering it started off the night.
Yep.
I mean, he could have lost the match here later on in the night, and it would have seemed like it meant more.
And the fact that it was only a 10-minute match.
It's not so much the length that bothers me, really.
It bothers me because they should have had the time to work.
Yeah, they could have gone longer with it, but...
But next match was what?
Cody Rhodes versus Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio
that should have been
the
curtain jerker, but it still wasn't what everybody was hoping would steal the show, but it was a good match.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio came out in his Captain America attire, and it was a nice 11-minute match. Cody Rhodes, of course, we all know is a good worker, and really showed that.
Which he
good
won.
Win, by the way. Good win for Cody. What came next? The Orton Punk, was that next, or
no? Was it? Well, we'll go with that one next anyway.
Yeah, it's next in our minds.
Hell of a match.
Good stuff.
Between two guys who are both hard workers.
I guess some people think that it could have been done better, but it was done good.
It was good enough.
Good spot with the catching Punk
into the RKO off a springboard, yeah.
Yeah.
Just proves they can work hard.
Now let's go on to what's next.
Taker and Triple H.
Yeah, Taker H.
A lot of people believe this stole the show because they exceeded the expectation of what they were supposed to go.
No holds barred, and they took it. And not to mention they destroyed that stupid coal mine. Oh! That's the one we were leaving out there.
Oh yeah, we'll go with that one next.
Yeah, I guess we just wanted to forget that one.
Yeah. But the Triple H Taker match was
good stuff. We got to see a spine buster through an announce table. Triple H kicking out the choke slam, last ride in Tombstone. Taker kicking out after 3 pedigrees and a Tombstone. Triple H's frustration, trying to use the sledgehammer, then getting it turned into Hell's Gate. Good stuff.
Yep.
And at the end, neither man was standing, so that shows that it was a battle.
Yeah.
True war. And we got to see a chair shot to the head.
Yeah, we did. And it really, you know.
A good 29-minute match.
Yeah, it really was. Now we go on to the Jerry Lawler Cole debacle. A lot of us were hoping
it would be shorter than what it was, but for some reason they gave it nearly 15 minutes to work with. 15, right?
Yeah, for sure. And Cole had a lot more offense than he should have.
Yeah.
And I mean, the crowd was chanting, negatively towards the match, and when you do that,
just end it.
Yeah.
Small package, sunset flip, just get out of there.
Yeah.
That's Jim Cornette would say.
Audible it out.
And of course it ends with King making Cole tap out to the ankle lock, and of course the special guest referee Stone Cold didn't want to call it right away, so of course we got to see Swagger get stunnered.
And Josh Matthews both also getting stunned.
And also JR was brought into commentary during that match, and he also called the Undertaker Triple H match with the King.
And the John Cena Miz match, which we are getting to.
And of course the Snooki match.
Yeah. Which actually I have praise for that match here coming up in a second.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Well, want to finish on the note that also the actual winner of the match was Cole because the anonymous GM reversed the decision.
Yeah, stupid GM.
Anyway, all right, so let's move on to the Snooki, John Morrison and Trish Stratus match versus Lay Cool, Dolph Ziggler. It was actually,
except for the fact that Morrison and Ziggler didn't get their time in it.
yeah, that was the big complaint. But Snooki actually showed some athleticism in the match when she got tagged in, doing the very nice springboard, and then also the backflip into body splash.
Yeah, I don't want to praise Snooki because I don't think she had any business being there, but
It's WrestleMania, John. The original WrestleMania, if you look back, it was all about,
yeah,
star power. That was the entire point, was to bring pop culture into wrestling.
I'm a smark, so
But, alright, so the final match of the night was Miz
Cena,
versus
Miz.
Cena, which,
I guess it was alright.
it was okay, but the crowd wasn't into it,
Yeah, they were worn out from Taker age.
even with the break in between, with the Snooki match.
The ending was kind of
It was okay. Again,
like
it was
the
okay.
double count out than the GM.
It was alright. I mean,
There's just one problem.
what?
The Rock came out there and reversed the GM's decision, right?
Right.
Why didn't he do that during the Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler thing? If he had the power to overthrow the GM there, why didn't he do it earlier?
The Rock doesn't care about
Oh.
that. So then, as John was saying, Rock came out and reversed the decision, and Cena threw Miz into the ring and went for the attitude
Oh, and
adjustment.
it was a no disqualification and a no count out match when he reversed the decision.
Yeah, and so Cena went for the attitude adjustment. Miz held onto the ropes, and Cena let go. Turned around, Rock was there, hit him with a rock bottom. And then Miz covered him.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. So Miz retains at WrestleMania against John Cena, which a lot of people did not expect. But then the Miz got his The Rock whooping some candy ass.
Yeah. People's elbow, everything. Crowd goes crazy, and we go home with The Rock celebrating. Not a bad wrestle. I'd give it a C due to the curtain jerking world title
And
match.
the Daniel Bryan and Sheamus getting pushed to the...
Oh,
I know the match we're forgetting. This match should have been the dark match, which is the Core versus Mick
Oh my God! How did we even forget that?
Because it was a minute and a half.
That's probably why. The Core versus Kane, Big Show,
The Core got squashed,
Morella,
that's enough
and
said.
Kingston, yeah.
But anyway, let's move on to Raw.
That could have actually been a really good match. But,
Could have been, but again,
let's see. We'll just
highlight Raw.
Sin Cara's debut.
Very, very nice debut. He didn't really get a pop at first when he first came out,
Yeah.
but once he hit his big spots on Sheamus, he started, the crowd really got into it, and as he was walking up the
Very
ramp.
impressive. I already like him more than Rey Mysterio. Mysterio.
And Daniel Bryan faced Sheamus and lost.
Yeah.
Sheamus
Sheamus donned some new United States ring attire.
red, white, and blue.
I don't know what I think about them yet.
I like it. It's better. I like it better than the Irish.
And of course,
We had
a tag match between Orton and Mysterio against
Punk and Cody.
which the faces won.
And then
Decent
we had
match.
our big announcement for that night, which was the confrontation of The Rock and Cena.
Which led to the main event of WrestleMania 28 being made.
Yep.
The
Folks,
dream match.
364 days before WrestleMania, we have our main event. It's going to be The Rock versus John Cena
In Miami.
in Miami.
God
Yeah.
have mercy on Cena's soul because those fans are going to kill him.
Hopefully they'll flip him heel and then it won't be as bad.
Here's the thing. It's in The Rock's hometown. Rock will probably go into the Hall of Fame the night before. Those things set up on top of each other. If Cena's not heel, he will get the worst reaction for a face ever.
Yeah. And then we also had the hints towards at least a future confrontation between The Undertaker and Triple H.
I'm thinking that'd be better suited for SummerSlam rather than have it at another WrestleMania. I'm still praying that Sting will finally come in just for that match. Just for that match. Just get the money right, Vince.
It's not the money, it's the content, but...
Trust me, if he gets paid enough money, he's not going to care about the content.
Sting's made his money. He doesn't need any more.
Yeah. Oh, Alberto Del Rio squashed Evan Bourne, kind of, sort. I mean,
tried to get heat. They did it to get heat back on him.
By the way, I'm going to go ahead and spoil what's happening on SmackDown right now.
Go ahead.
Del Rio beats Christian in a #1 contenders match and gets to face Edge in a ladder match at Extreme Rules. That'll be a good match.
Yep. You got Edge, who's one of the best ladder wrestlers.
And of course, Del Rio will probably do great in a ladder match himself.
Yep. With his luchador background. Probably going to
He's
have
probably
some nice
the biggest.
spots.
He's probably one of the biggest luchadors I've ever seen.
I know, right?
Like 6'6", 250 or something.
I know.
Crazy.
What else? TNA. Let's run down TNA while we got time. What did you think
Daniels
of it?
facing Bully Ray. Hey, at least they're making Daniels look important by having Hogan interfere in his match and stuff.
Yeah.
That's better than how they had him job to...
We also have Anderson. We had the Anderson swerve. Made him look like he was turning heel, but actually stayed face. Or tweener, whatever you want to call him. I think he's more of a tweener.
I didn't get to see the end of Impact. What happened?
I don't remember the exact order. I just remember kind of, what happened.
Oh.
We had RVD kind of setting up that he's probably going to end up being the new leader of Immortal.
Yeah.
And, of course, Sting and RVD fought to... I think it was RVD 1 with Anderson as the special referee.
Oh, yeah, I know they had that special referee match. I fell asleep, like, right before that.
Yeah. And that's about it. The real big stuff for...
Oh, we forgot a huge note on here.
What?
The debut episode of the new Tough Enough.
Oh, yes. I loved it.
Very awesome.
Yeah.
Very awesome. I think Austin's a great leader for them.
I wish they would use Booker and Trish a little more.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but a little bit more.
I think DeMott can be... I think he's alright as a coach. We've seen him as a coach on the past, but I sometimes think he's a little too hard.
And also, I think there's better coaches they could have had, like William Regal or somebody like that.
But since he was a coach on the original Tough Enough...
There's a little connection
and
there.
they're still missing Al Snow.
Al Snow's working backstage at TNA. He don't care.
I think he just wants to work backstage there so that people won't know he's associated with that product.
Well, no, remember, because he's always on the TV. He's part of the people that break up fights and stuff.
Yeah.
I think he enjoys doing that.
I think they just do that because it's a nostalgia kind of thing. They're like, people be like, hey, that's Al Snow.
I actually said that the first time I seen him.
You know, people need to... TNA needs to have their own reality show because they have the one thing that WWE doesn't.
What?
Mr. Reality Wrestling himself, Al Snow.
Well, they could do kind of a Tough Enough, I guess, but that'd be it. But, I mean, remember they had Reaction that got canceled.
Yeah.
So...
That show was supposed to be a bunch of shoot promos. The problem with that show is every time someone would get on there, they'd be like, this isn't just some other wrestling promo, and you just watch that and you ask, so what I just watched for the last 2 hours was a bunch of other wrestling promos?
Yeah, I mean, it was a cool idea, but then also, once you actually see it in action, you're like, yeah, it really takes me out of the
segment
product.
I liked was the Impact Player of the Week, where they would focus on guys like Magnus and Jinmi.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, focus on the lower card guys.
Well, that was about so far the week in wrestling.
And some other thoughts.
Pumped for the next episode of Tough Enough, coming on before Raw now, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for watching Wrestling Commentaries.
Feel free to watch again, of course.
We'll be here on SquaredCircle101 Network.
Peace.